Coastal Resources Management Council Rights of Way Subcommittee meeting order. Today is Tuesday, April 25, 2023. Let the record reflect the members in attendance, council members, as well as the staff present. I'm going to turn it over to Executive Director Willis for a staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a very brief staff report tonight to just advise everybody where the subcommittee is at with what potential sites are being looked at for their status to become public rights of way to the shore. We have a number of sites in Warren, the town of Warren, that the subcommittee is investigating. We have the numbers 4 there. We have a number of sites in Westerly. There's 4 there, one of which we'll talk a little bit more in detail tonight. And of course, we have the one in Warwick that Mr. Langseth has submitted a citizen's brief, if you will, on that. Those are all sites that the subcommittee obviously has under review. It has information that's reviewing, and it's quite a bit of information that it has. So while we might not have monthly rights of way subcommittee meetings, know that the subcommittee is working and investigating and reviewing this material to get to a point where we can have hearings on all these potential sites. So I just wanted to bring the subcommittee up to speed and the public on that and where the subcommittee is in its review of these sites.
Okay, thank you. Sister, we'll turn it over to you now.
Well, the item that we have on the agenda at number 2 is Spring Avenue in Westerly. Discussion and action on a request for the parties to submit an agreed statement of facts and facts in dispute. That was a suggestion that I made at the last meeting in order to streamline the process, because there's been so much information generated to date on this right of way. Unfortunately, one of the interested parties, Mike Rubin, could not make it for the last meeting, so it was continued to this meeting. I see that Mr. Rubin is here. I assume that Mr. Rubin would like to discuss the matter, so I think we should hear from him now.
Well, thank you, Mr. DeSisto, and is where I should stand, or yeah, and thank you, Chairman Koya. As far as I'm concerned, and I ought to add that I'm here tonight not representing myself any longer, but rather representing a very concerned Westerly citizen who happens to be named Caroline Contrada. And it's all but formalized now that I'll be serving as her attorney. Ms. Contrada is obviously, like myself, concerned with opening up Spring Avenue right away and would use it if it were open. School teacher who happens to live in Westerly for many years, a longtime resident and active in civic matters. That said, I'm on behalf of Ms. Contrada, I'm willing to meet anywhere, anytime with anyone who is interested to hammer out a read statement of facts and statement of issues.
Thank you.
And I'll meet, whatever reasonable deadline the subcommittee cares to set.
Thank you. Any questions before? Because I see that the town solicitor for the town of Westerly is here, Mr. Conley, who may want to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Sisto. I'm Bill Conley, solicitor for the town of Westerly. We just want to advise the parties and the board that the town remains available to assist in any way it can in providing information, providing documents to the parties to assist them in reaching an agreement on the state of on an agreed statement of facts, essentially so that we can assist the parties in this board in coming to a conclusion or decision in this matter as efficiently and as expeditiously as possible. So I'll be happy to, like Ms. Rubin, if we're required to assist in that process of getting a agreed statement of facts. Likewise, I'll meet at any time, at any place, with Mr. Rubin as well, and whoever else shows up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't see I don't see Mr. Legori here. Is there anybody from the Weekapaug Fire District? No, okay. There's other people here that may want to speak.
Do it.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Anyone else present this evening that wishes to speak? Come forward and just identify yourself, please.
My name is Richard Langseth. I live in Budlong Farm Road in Warwick. And I would suggest to the committee that they set a date certain for this to happen. The fire district is a municipality. They have an obligation to come to these meetings. And it's not some kind of private association of landowners at all. It is a municipality, and they should respect this committee. And I believe that you folks should set a date certain tonight for their response, and if they don't respond, move forward accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you. Come forward, sir. Identify yourself.
My name is Thomas Maselli. I'm a citizen of Westerly. I've only been there 10 years, and all of this really kind of surprises me that access to the beach has been blocked. And so I'm just bringing up my opinion. I've read lots of stuff on different Facebook groups for pro access that state, there's pictures of maps, there's pictures of plots, there's letters to this person and that person. And for 30 or 40 years, Spring Avenue has been blocked, yet on plat, it's a road. And it historically was used as a beach. There's photographs of people on the beach, yet our access is blocked. I personally have been thrown off the beach at Weekapaug a couple of times, and many times the guard there has refused my access. I'm a senior citizen. I want to go walk at the beach, and I don't want to always go at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I know you guys have reams of access data, and I'm sure Weekapaug has presented some reams of data too. I would encourage you to look at it. The citizens of Rhode Island, Westerly, and anybody else that wants to use that beach have been denied access to what is public property. They don't pay taxes on it. Fire district doesn't pay taxes on that road. If they don't pay taxes on it, how can they say, oh, that's our property? Well, why don't you pay taxes for the last 40 years? It just seems logical to me. But nobody asked that question. And nobody knows who put the fence up. I'd like to see the town take it down. I don't obviously can't do it because somebody will arrest me. But it's unfairly been blocked for many years. You have a problem in Rhode Island, as most states do, with youth getting involved in drugs and this, that, and the other thing you don't want them to do. Yet we block access. Teenager can't go to the beach, except for little town beach, which is overcrowded. You can't take a walk with your girlfriend or something. It's our responsibility as adults to provide access for young people to do things that are fun. They don't do things that are fun. What are they going to do? Sit home with their iPads and sext each other or something, or take drugs? We'd have to have things for kids to do. And we live in a state where there's miles and miles and miles of beach, and not just Westerly blocks it. It's blocked in Charlestown. It's blocked in Ninnegrid. It's blocked everywhere. You guys, and I appreciate the work you do, are responsible to stand up to the people that got a lot of money and for years have been paying off counselors, paying off whoever is in charge to block access from us, the public, your kids, your grandkids, whoever. It's not fair. We have a few people, the fire districts, who sway counselors, probably with money, to block access. I can't name any names. I don't know. I don't know the people. But obviously, things have happened in back rooms that have blocked public access for many years in Rhode Island. And it really needs to change. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Bob Goulet. I'm here with my wife, Robin. Lifelong residents of the state of Rhode Island and summer residents down in Westerly. And I'm here to speak in favor of restoring the Spring Avenue right of way. And I say restoring because I used that right of way as a child. I fished that beach. And my parents would take us on vacation and we would go down there and spend great vacations down there on that beach. And that over time, went back many years later and it was blocked by a fence. And I think the problem we have here in Rhode Island is we have, I'll call it short-term officials, elected officials, making decisions that go on into perpetuity. Elected officials that can do teacher contracts, which have a life to them, they expire, they go away. They build school buildings, they fall down. They had one, we just demolished one in Bradford. They don't last forever. When they give away the public's right to the shore, it goes on to in perpetuity. It is so difficult, if not impossible, to change. So I'm asking this committee to please restore our access. We always had it and it was taken away. It was stolen. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For the committee's pleasure. This is our beloved Wake Park Beach last summer, and this is why we need access.
Thank you. Any questions? I'm gonna just mark it for it.
Just Ron, want to take a look at it?
Ron, you want?
Yes, thank you.
Show it to Don. And then
I don't think that's on it. I think it's not. No, it's just
Lisa,
myself.
Lisa just mark it as an exhibit.
It's just myself around. Okay. Anyone else that wishes to speak? Come forward, please.
Benjamin Weber, Westerly resident. I just wanted to come up and reiterate what Mr. Lang said. I ask that this committee please set a date and move forward with the public hearings. A lot of information has been submitted. And it's been 2 years now, 2 years that the public has been blocked from using a rightful right away that never should have been blocked in the first place. And this isn't a new game. This has been going on for decades, even centuries. I just want to make the point, we're reliant on these right-of-ways. That's our only legal means to get to the shoreline over private property. To exercise our constitutional rights. We're not trying to take anything. We're just trying to restore what is rightfully our way of legally getting to the shoreline. Because if we don't have rights of way, we have to storm in like Normandy, from the ocean or by air. This is just common sense. These rights of ways were established. In the 70s, they started being marked. Those markings got thrown off, taken away, hidden. Over the years, neighbors have encroached. Fences have been put up. Again, it's very important. It's imperative that we save these rights of ways. It's our only legal means to the ocean. Thank you.
Welcome. Anyone else wish to come forward? Come forward, please. Can we?
Hi, my name is Kristen Martino. I am a resident of Westerly, Rhode Island. When my family first moved from New York to Atlantic Avenue about 25 years ago, we were given a letter from the neighbors across the street telling us, don't bother coming across the street because you can't really access the beach. You can sit maybe in between the fence. But other than that, we don't want you here. So that was our welcome to the town of Westerly. Since that time, I have had police called on me. I've had the people down at Weekapaug yell at me for trying to access the shoreline. My family loves the water. We're a surfing family, all of us. My kids love the beach. They were raised on the ocean. I was raised by the water. it's called the ocean state for a reason. And it should be something that, the ocean should be something that should be accessible to everybody. It shouldn't be for a privileged few to be able to have access to. I implore you to really make a concerted effort to move forward on this, because I think what's happening is precedents are getting quietly set. Backdoor deals, who gets paid what, and then we slowly lose access to our beautiful coastline. So I implore you, you have the facts. I don't know what more evidence you need, plots, plans, pictures, you have it all. Please make a decision and move forward so that the people and that everyone in our state can enjoy the coastline the way they were supposed to without being harassed or treated poorly, because that's unacceptable. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak? Stephen, please come forward.
Hello, my name is Lori Ann Sharon, and I live in Warwick, Rhode Island. And I was fortunate, both of my grandparents had oceanfront properties when I was growing up. So it's something I had access to. And as I see now, and I run into constantly, there's more and more signs saying you can't park, or they're blocking, or people in the neighborhoods have put fences up and things like that. And this is, like she said, the ocean state, and it should be available to all. I don't want to see other generations not be able to enjoy the ocean like I was able to afford to do. It's imperative that it's not taken over by a few. Everybody should have a chance and have access in a reasonable space. We have so much ocean access in the state of Rhode Island, in Warwick, all the little coves and everything, and to block people that live a street away from being able to get to the water is just absolutely ridiculous. And it's an asset that is there for all to enjoy, and it's something that we need to have this passed. I know this has been going on for a long time. People have been trying to make sure that future generations and we also have access to enjoy this beautiful state and the water that is available to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, back to you.
Can we have a brief recess for a few minutes?
Yes,
I'd like to speak to Mr. Rubin and Mr. Conley.
I was just gonna take a short recess. Record for the rights of way subcommittee. The Sisto, anything to report?
Well, I just had a good conversation with Mr. Rubin and Mr. Conley. And, of course, we don't have anybody here from the fire district. But notwithstanding that, I think we can get going on what we need to get going on. And I would recommend that the subcommittee place this down on the second May meeting. First, for a status update on where the parties are on the agreed statement of facts and the statement of facts in dispute. And secondly, to schedule the public hearings on this matter. It appears from the conversation that we should be able to get going on this in June.
Okay.
The purpose of, I'll reiterate on it, the purpose of an agreed statement of facts is just to streamline the hearing so that we can get to public testimony a lot faster on it. And there can be a body that of facts that are not going to be argued on that get rid of the preliminaries.
Okay. So anything else to come before us this evening? On this?
Not on this, just a motion to set the matter down in the matter that I said, a second meeting in May for a control date for purposes of a status of agreed statement of facts and to schedule the public hearings for June.
All right, Ron, would you make?
Yeah,
the motion?
I'll make the motion that we set the second meeting in May for what do you call it, a meeting, a statement of
Control date.
facts, and an update, and set public hearings in June.
Is that accurate?
That's correct, yes.
All right, I'll second that. Only you and I are all in favor. So
Aye.
Aye. All right, so that vote is unanimous.
Can I just offer a quick comment if I may, Mr. Chair? Where you have a very esteemed title expert who we're trying to line up. I'm not sure I can actually retain him until early June. Whether, whether he's going to then have enough runway from that point to come up with a report, possibly, be susceptible to deposition by the other side. I don't know. In time for a June hearing, I'm not sure. I know that, public members of the public, some aligned with me, have voiced the need to get going on this. I hate to be the one slowing it down, but I just have to say that there might be some complications there. Obviously, our side of this case is doing this on a pro bono basis. Raising the money is a factor, but it just might take a little additional time.
Okay, that's why it's down for a control date. We'll get the status on it, but in the meantime, it may be in a posture that the hearings can start. Because I think this is going to be a little bit of a process, not going to be one meeting.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I wasn't back and my hearing isn't what it used to be. What was the control date in May? I apologize for interrupting.
Our second meeting date.
May 23rd.
Thank you.
May 23rd. You didn't hear because we didn't say. Thank you for letting us say the date.
I don't feel that bad then.
And Weber, again, I just wanted to ask, if at all possible, that we could get a little bit of time with these meetings being publicized, because the public at large doesn't actually have representation. So just to be able to be prepared for any type of meetings, it'd be nice to have a little advance notice on that.
There will be, and Mr. Weber, by the way, public hearing has to be down in the town of Westerly for the convenience
Right.
of the residents that want to speak on this. So there will be advance notice.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else to come before the rights of way?
No, Mr. Chair.
We get a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, it, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Will be another 10 or 15.